Good morning. It is Saturday morning, going on 6:30, December 3rd, 2022. Oh, forgot to put my watch on. Put it on later because first, coffee. So yesterday I talked about the flagship flavors that Nespresso put out in 1986 when Nestle, like Nestle's Quick, that company, the Swiss company, Nestle, it's a Swiss company, started Nespresso. And yesterday I did Capriccio, and also they put out a coffee called Cosi, which is lightly roasted African and Latin American Arabicas, has an intensity of 4. Actually, they put out 4 coffees to start with. Capriccio, Cosi, a decaffeinated capsule, and Bolero, which they later changed the name to something that's familiar, Voluto, one of my favorite coffees. So yesterday, I kind of rediscovered how delicious Capriccio is, even though it's lower on the intensity scale, and I usually prefer the higher intensities. So today, now Capriccio is 5, Cosi, the intensity is 4. But I am going to revisit it, and I'll tell you something. Make sure there's no dust in here. These flavors, the 3 flavors have been around for 36 years now, the Cosi, the Capriccio, and the Voluto. That's got to say something, right? Nespresso doesn't keep something around. No company does if it doesn't sell. Why do these sell? Well, because they're good. I found out or reminded myself yesterday of how good Capriccio is, and now I'm going to revisit the Cosi. You know, sometimes I'll see comments by people, they'll try a certain coffee and they'll go, no, I didn't like that. But you know what? Very often what can happen, actually this probably happens almost all the time. Okay, it's heated up. We'll get this going, okay? What happens is that your palate is accustomed to certain flavors, mouth feels, and aromas. Your nose is accustomed to certain aromas. And when you try something new, sometimes it is not a happy experience because it's just not what you're used to. And actually, when I first started trying Nespresso coffees, and I remember I tried the Capriccio and I thought, because I really liked the very intense coffees like Napoli. But then, as my palate became more experienced with trying different coffees, I kind of learned to appreciate, to sort of look for, taste bud wise, my taste buds were searching for, I became more aware of differences in the coffees and how they could be nice rather than, whoa, strange. So, this has less of a crema than the Capriccio has, but, it still has a decent crema. Kind of return some of those essential oils back into the coffee. And if the crema bothers you, then just wait a minute or two and it will redissolve back into the coffee. Okay. You know what? I always lick the spoon because I don't want to get my counter wet with and coffee colored. But in all honesty, now that I think about it, that's that's putting the very intense excuse me, crema on my tongue. I shouldn't start that way. I'm going to stop doing that. Mm. I tasting this, I don't think I can describe to you what I would like to, but I can understand why when I first started drinking these Nespresso coffees, or espressos, really is what they are, that I didn't like this as much as I liked the more intense ones. The more intense ones kind of just come right at you and blast you with their flavor. And I don't know, I find I have to think about this more. Comparatively speaking, how can I explain this? You know what? I'm not going to try. I'm just going to say, if you haven't tried Capriccio, Cosi, and Voluto, give them a try. I've shared many times when I have talked with y'all about using Voluto in so many different drinks. And also they make a decaf Voluto. It's wonderful. It tastes exactly like the caffeinated version. So this is just, okay, for me, for my tastes, if I had to pick one of those three to keep around, it's the Voluto. That's what I keep around. Or the Capriccio would be okay too. The Cosi, honest, you know what? They're all good. Let me get a little coffee mate creamer here and put some in. Okay. And let me try it like this. That's really good. I feel like all of these are better with some creamer or milk in them. And is it because it's, sometimes you add some sort of whitener to help blend out some flavors that you don't like or that are too intense. But no, these were made to have, with some milk or cream in them. So if you like espresso just black, they're good, but they're particularly yummy, I feel like, with some creamer. This is an unflavored coffee mate. It's the original coffee mate. So, sometimes going back to where something started can be really nice, especially when you consider that these three coffees that have been going for 36 years now, there must be something to them, huh? Well, I'm back to waking up at a decent hour. Well, a decent hour for me is between 6 and 7 in the morning for waking up. And I hope that you have a lovely day. The South here is it's still hanging on to that summery weather. It's supposed to go up to 78 today. Oh my goodness. But eventually, well, by time we hit January and February, we'll have some good, cold, nasty weather. All righty. Well, you have a good day and make good choices.